up? Kevin here. Hope my one subscriber is doing well. This will be my 6th YouTube video. I've only been doing YouTube videos for about 2 weeks, and yesterday I got my first subscriber. I don't even know if it's a legitimate subscriber. It could have been just someone who accidentally clicked the subscribe button, or I guess it could have been Google feeling sorry for me and had some robot subscribe to my channel or something. But anyway, hope you have some company soon. The subject of today's video is my Ridgid table saw, but more specifically the outfeed table that I built for it. I bought this saw at the end of 2013, and then I immediately built the outfeed table. And obviously I wasn't doing YouTube videos at the time, or else it would have been a really good build project. But nonetheless, I can show you how it's constructed and how it's connected to the table saw. I'll get some light and the camera underneath the table and show you, how I did that. And so in case you have this saw, or you're thinking about buying this saw and wondering, how easy it will be to add an outfeed table, I'll show you just how easy it is and how inexpensive it is to add a functional outfeed table. So let's do that. So the outfeed table is attached to the table saw, and I'll show you how I did that in a minute. It's about 4.5 feet wide, and it's about almost 3 feet deep. It's just regular 1/2-inch plywood. It's plenty strong. I don't think you even need 3/4. I mean, if you wanted the extra weight, maybe so, but this thing doubles as a lightweight workbench, because I don't have a lot of space here in my basement workshop, but it's pretty strong. So I'm going to show you how I attached it to the table saw. Okay, so on the back of the saw there's this aluminum rail that runs the length of the saw. At the bottom of that rail there's a T-track. And that T-track is what I use to connect the outfeed table to the table saw. And that is done simply with a 2x6 bridge, basically. I put 5 bolts through that bottom 2x6. The heads of those bolts slid into this T-track. And on top of that bridge 2x6, I have another 2x6 which is planed to the correct thickness, so that when I add this 1/2-inch plywood, the 1/2-inch plywood, is flush with the table saw surface. So that was really the only real woodworking I needed to do for this project. The rest of it is just you got a wooden 2x4 rail which goes out to the front. You got a 2x4 leg. Well, obviously 2 2x4 legs, one on this other side, another rail up there. I added a 2x6 underneath this table just for clamping purposes, so that I can put one of those big deep clamps. That's the other thing I like about this, is since it doubles as a workbench, the 2x4 rails give you some real good clamping surfaces. And then at the bottom of each leg I made my own little levelers just by drilling a hole in the leg and then hammering in a T-nut and then screwing those bolts into the T-nut, and then you just tighten or loosen the bolt to raise or lower the table. On the top I cut in some slots that match the miter slots for various sleds. Got a power strip zip tied to one of the legs. Highly professional. So one word of caution, make sure you leave a gap here between this back rail and your outfeed table, because you need at least 3/4 of an inch for the little hook on the end of your fence to fit. I don't know if I accounted for that or if I just got lucky. I think I might have just got lucky, because there's like no room to spare. But yeah, that's where you could really screw up. Alright, so that is my inexpensive and simple outfeed table for the Ridgid table saw. I'm sorry that it wasn't the most sophisticated video. Really all I could do was show you what it looks like now that it's already built. but maybe it will answer some questions if you're thinking about buying this saw, or if you're thinking about adding on an outfeed table to this saw. If you have any other questions, want to know dimensions or measurements, just leave them in the comments section. I'd be glad to respond. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. I plan on making more videos in the future, more in-depth and higher quality than this one, I promise. I'll be doing project builds, how-tos, reviews, simple tips and tricks for the average woodworker, things like that. So I'll see you next time. So you can see, just with those two 2x4 legs, it's plenty strong. I sleep up here sometimes. No, just kidding.